Hey yo, what's up, and welcome to my corner of the internet. So before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. Thank you so much. Help me get to my goal of 1,000 subscribers this year, you know? Before we get started, let me just tell you, I am on a nostalgia trip. I think this year I plan to rewatch a good bit of old animes, discover old animes I never really gave the time of day to, and I plan to talk about them with you guys. And I got a banger that I'm planning to talk to you about today. And I think this is one of those really special animes that matter and mean a lot to a whole lot of different people. Yes, can you finally believe it? I am talking about GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka. And God, I miss this anime, you know? I didn't know this anime existed. Now, I've seen the video essays about this anime. I know it existed, I just didn't give it the time of day. I guess I wasn't necessarily interested in it. I don't know, a teacher story just didn't really interest me until recently, and I started peppering it in like the episodes of different animes I would watch. I would just do like one episode a day, and then I wouldn't make it a big thing. I would just watch it at my leisure. And I found a lot of great gems in this anime. I see why a lot of people love this anime. I see why this anime has the reputation that it has. And I can't wait to talk to you about it, recommend it to you, and tell you why you should probably give this anime a chance and love it just like so many others. So, before we get started, this is written by Toru Fujisawa, and the studio is Pierrot, and basically we're following a teacher named Eikichi Onizuka, and he is a ex-delinquent who now becomes a teacher and is looking for love. He is insane. He is off the walls, no holds bar. He is still a delinquent. He is still incredibly violent at times, but he understands the things that really matter, and I'm going to talk to you about some of these aspects that was showcased throughout this anime, and you appreciate it immensely. So, first and foremost, we understand our main character is an ex-delinquent, an ex-person who used to do all the bad things imaginable, and he ends up becoming a teacher. He ends up becoming a teacher to one of the worst classes, known for getting their teachers to leave, quit, or whatever harebrained ideas they come up with. And then at first you're thinking, how bad are these kids really? Let me just tell you, some of these kids are terrible. These kids are bad as hell. These kids deserve to be on a wanted list and probably would have been expelled if they were in America. There's certain kids, listen, they'll be named, but Jesus Christ. Kanzaki, wow, that girl, oh man, Jesus Christ, that girl has some problems. But Onizuka becomes the teacher, and he helps these kids out. He does numerous things that helps change these kids to have a better trajectory, help them deal with their past issues and trauma. He also does something that I felt as though I saw in a lot of different video essays, not paid attention to, or at least acknowledged. He helped these kids rediscover the fun of their youth. One thing that Eikichi does is he treats the children like children. And some people don't like that. I can totally understand that. But one thing I've always liked about anime personally is how their media, when they are trying to speak to children, they don't treat them like their children have no idea what's going on. They treat them like growing adults and give them the chance to make choices. And that's what our great teacher does. He gives each of these children that he helps out a chance to be themselves, get themselves in trouble, and he's there to save them. He also understands what it feels like to be looked down upon. He understands what it feels like to be written off. He understands what it feels like to not have a fair swing of it in life. And he approaches each of these children in the way he would have wanted to be approached when he was a kid. So with all that information, we see the children change. We see the great teacher have love and also give punishment. He also is fair and he's also listening. He cares enough to give them the time of day with their issues and problems, and he also talks about the solutions and isn't afraid to showcase what it means to be a person alive in this world. And that changes this class for the better. And of course, it is filled with struggles. There's real problems that these kids are facing. And unfortunately, one thing you really get from this anime, and you may not see it until you maybe get a little bit older, or you do notice it, but there's a certain theme with a lot of these children that you didn't necessarily notice. And the theme I noticed was these children were treated differently. They were treated as some sort of entity, and that choice is what is bringing about the problems within these children's behavior. Kanzaki, for example, is one of the smartest students within the school, and she is treated terribly because of her intelligence that continues to be growing, and she's given so much leeway because they know she's going to do amazing things out in the world. And with that golden opportunity creates these bad behavior. And what Onizuka does is he treats her like a normal child and reprimands her, tells her the truth, and even allows her the space to be herself, and does not even make her feel bad for how much she is way smarter than him. He beats her in emotional intelligence and helps her at least chill a little bit. Because like she doesn't chill fully, but she chills out a little bit. And then you meet a kid like Mirai who just has mommy issues and needs to feel as though he is not losing control of the world because he has a pretty single mother. And I can kind of relate to his character feeling as though the world is out to get my mom, simply because the world is unfair to single mothers and young sons notice it. Now, some of it was just like Oedipus complex, and some of it was genuine worry for his mother, who was trying to figure out life just as much as he was. And then there's Yoshikawa, who was classically bullied and needed to stand up for himself and be himself all at the same time. Onizuka does different things for different characters, and it touches your heart because you feel seen. These are problems I grew up with. These are problems I've probably had within this anime, and they're talked about, they're explored, and they're given the space to be something that we can get over with, and we move on to be better adults. Onizuka is filled with lessons that still hold true in my own adult life. I'm 27, and I watched this anime realizing there was some great teachers that gave me the time of day and spoke to me and actually listened. And that's one of the best things about this anime is Onizuka gives them the chance to be a kid and also gives them the chance to grow past that and be treated as somewhat of an equal. And I think that is what solved a lot of issues for me. Is I had a couple teachers that spoke to me, that didn't speak at me but spoke to me, didn't treat me differently because I was whatever I was, or because I was causing trouble, or like low income. A lot of these things, a lot of people don't realize there's a subtlety that a lot of kids pick up on. There's a lot of communication that happens, and let's just say you pick up how adults feel about you and how they judge you. And Onizuka is no stranger to that, and oftentimes he picks the time to really showcase that he understands, and the class grows to love him. And the harebrained schemes, the craziness of the anime, this is played up like the ecchi is crazy. Oh my god, definitely wouldn't have flown now, but I think it's an anime of its time, and the lessons within it still hold true. I think this anime definitely matters to many who watch it, and I see why they love it so much. So if you've never seen this anime, please go check this out. This is one of those gems. This is one of those masterpieces that bring you back to a time, a very simpler time where anime was crazy, and it housed the same craziness with honest to good lessons that helped you get better as a person. So if you've never seen this anime, please go watch it. This is one of the old animes you definitely should give your time to, and it's totally worth the watch. Anyway, peace. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you so much. Take care and be well.